If you often use an application, any application, it's a good idea to learn the most efficient way of using it. Microsoft Excel is such an application for me, and today I will give you 10 simple shortcuts that will boost your productivity when working with it. Pressing Ctrl, Alt and V opens the Paste Special dialog box. It lets you paste specific parts of copied data only, such as just the values, the formulas, formats or comments. This is particularly helpful if the target format differs from your source format and you want to paste only the source values, like I'm doing here with the date. Control and Page Down and Control Page Up allow you to move between worksheets in a workbook. Control Page Down will take you to the next worksheet, while Control Page Up moves you to the previous one. To make this even easier, I assigned these shortcuts to my mouse buttons when working in Excel. This allows me to use the keyboard shortcuts or the mouse buttons depending on where my hand is when I need to switch between sheets. Pressing Ctrl and 1 opens the Format Cells dialog box. You can use this dialog box to format cells, obviously, in various ways, such as changing font size, color, number format, borders, etc. Personally, I use it primarily for cell borders because the other formatting options are anyway just 1 or 2 clicks away up here in the ribbon. The keyboard shortcuts Control Space and Shift Space let you select entire columns or rows respectively. Control Space selects the entire column, while Shift Space selects the entire row. If you're working with defined tables, the first use of these shortcuts will only apply to the table area. If you press them again, the whole sheet row or column will be selected. Note that if you're outside of defined tables, then the shortcuts will always apply to the whole sheet row or column. The Ctrl+ and Ctrl- shortcuts allow you to insert or delete cells, rows and columns depending on your selection when you press them. If you use the shortcuts when a single cell is selected, then Excel will ask you what to do and you can choose the preferred option from this little dialog box. However, if you select a row, then Excel will automatically know that the action shall be applied to the whole row and it's going to insert a row or delete one depending on the shortcut. The same is true when you select a whole column, of course. Strictly speaking, the next one is not really a shortcut because it requires only a single key, the F4 key, and the F4 key has two basic functions in Excel. Generally, this shortcut repeats the last action performed in Excel. So if I delete a row and I press F4 again, it will again delete a row. If I apply certain formatting and then press F4, it will repeat the formatting command. However, if you edit a formula, then F4 lets you quickly set absolute references to cells or ranges. Pressing it multiple times will set an absolute reference to the cell, the column or the row respectively. This is obviously much faster than typing the $signs manually. Using the Control key in combination with your arrow keys or cursor keys, you can jump to the first and last cells in any row or column. For example, if you press Control and right arrow key, it will take you to the last cell in the row that contains data. The same is true for Control and down, Control left, which takes you to the beginning of the row of course, and Control up, which takes you to the top of the column. The combination of the Alt key and the equal sign automatically creates a formula that sums up a range of cells. Not just any range of cells, but the one that is bordering whatever cell you have currently selected when pressing the shortcut. Excel is smart enough to detect ranges vertically and horizontally. If you're in a location where you would have both options available, then the shortcut will automatically use the vertical range by default. Control and semicolon enters today's date in a cell. Doing so will respect the defined date format in the given cell. And the same is true for the last shortcut in today's video, Control and colon, which does not enter the date but the current time in any given cell. Once again, any formatting would be respected. Of course, there are tons of other keyboard shortcuts in Microsoft Excel, but today I really wanted to focus on those that are easy to remember and likely to be used most often. I hope this helps you work faster and more efficiently in Microsoft Excel. I constantly use these shortcuts and they save me quite some time. If you found this video even remotely helpful, perhaps drop a like or even subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to make sure you won't miss the next ones. All this should allow you to save quite some time and be more productive. However, there are always more things we can do to increase our productivity, which you should really check out in this growing list of productivity tools and methods. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.